Hello there, welcome to episode 41 of Never Mind the Bullens. My name's Mike Peters. This is your bite-sized Everton podcast and vodcast. Now, in episode 40, I was sat here drinking a coffee, because that's what we thought Carlo was drinking when the winning goal went in against Tottenham last Wednesday night. But today, if I was sat here drinking anything, we discovered it was tea that he was drinking, not coffee, which is my beverage of choice. But to be fair, this morning, I think I might need to be drinking something an awful lot stronger after that performance last night. I thought I'd give myself time to kind of simmer down after the game against Fulham, but I'm still as baffled and bewildered and as furious about the performance as I was after the game last night. Firstly, let's clear it up. Fulham absolutely deserved to win, no question. Performed terrifically on the night, thoroughly deserved it. Now, if Everton had performed well and they'd won, you just say, it's one of those days. But that performance was peak Everton last night. The whole thing was set up for us. All of the other results had gone our way over the course of the weekend. Of course, Liverpool lost, so therefore we were 3 games in hand, 3 points behind them. Great, striking distance, brilliant. United draw away at West Bromwich Albion. You're thinking this is really, really good. Tottenham lost at Man City. You think it couldn't be set up better for us. We're playing a team at home who have never won a league game at Goodison Park until last night. Everton, as we always do, the history of this is amazing. We're contrived to blow it. I could pick a multitude of examples from down the years about where we've had a chance to get ourselves, into the mix for something, whether it be the top 4, whether it be getting ourselves into a cup semi-final or a cup final or something like that, and we've absolutely bottled it. Wembley 2012 against Liverpool, the following year against Wigan in the cup quarter-final where it completely opened up for us and we capitulated at Goodison. The following season where we beaten Arsenal, stuffed them at Goodison as we were chasing for 4th place under Roberto Martinez's first season, and then we contrived to blow a game against Crystal Palace the following Wednesday by playing 4 wingers for some reason and leaving out James McCarthy. I mean, the history of it is enormous, and last night was another great example of that. Now, there is still plenty of time for us to get back into this, but that was a huge opportunity for us to really put ourselves in the mix, and it was just a cock up from start to finish. Carlo Ancelotti has to take a fair share of the responsibility because the team selection was wrong. I was amazed that Josh King didn't start the game, and I'm not alone in that. Playing Mason Holgate, who's had a pretty shocking season, I've said it before, alongside Ben Godfrey, who has been excellent, no question about it, to me was a very, very strange decision. You want one of Michael Keane or Yerry Mina playing, as far as I'm concerned, or Ben Godfrey. And, all right, but not the best chance we had to get 3 points this week in these 3 big games that we've got was last night. That was the easiest one, therefore, and I don't hold, the idea that, we played 120 minutes on Wednesday and the players are tired. Sorry, that doesn't wash with me. There was 3 recovery days after it. These are Premier League athletes. I know there's been more injuries this season. Teams haven't had a full pre-season, but we are 20-odd games into the season. That's not a factor anymore. So I don't hold the idea that this is fatigue. It was just complacency, which you've seen many times before at Everton, where, we try and we play brilliantly against the big teams, and then the teams that we think we should turn up and beat. And I, felt we should beat Fulham last night, as did probably every other Evertonian. And I'm sure a lot of Fulham fans expected them to lose as well. And then we contrived to cock it up. And last night, again, was an object lesson in us doing that. It was just we were too passive. We sat off the ball. When I saw Luca Dean and Seamus Coleman were playing, I thought, great, okay, we're going to have attacking fullbacks. Richarlison didn't get on the ball at all. He offered no focal point whatsoever. But we didn't adjust. I was watching us pumping balls at him in the same way that we would at Dominic Calvert-Lewin. And it's like, well, hang on, have we not worked out that he's not there? We can't play that way. We have to play a cleverer, more intricate way, get balls down the side, get balls into channels and get him running at people, and we just completely didn't do that. The writing was on the wall at half time, and the opportunity was there for changes to be made, and I was absolutely flabbergasted that Carlo didn't make any. And then, hey presto, 3 minutes later, Josh Maja scores a goal, and as soon as that goal went in, I knew we were getting nothing from that game last night. Making the changes then was too late. We got away with it in the first half. They should have been a goal, maybe 2 to the good. They weren't. We got away with it. We were still goalless. Obviously, Seamus had hit the post, but that was a bit of a misnomer. And we made the substitutions too late. And then we conceded a very poor second goal. Both goals were poor defensively. We have to do better than that. And Mason Holgate was positionally all over the place. Ben Godfrey wasn't at his best last night at all. I was surprised that Seamus Coleman got taken off when, the way to change it would have been to get down the flanks. I didn't understand why Alex Iwobi didn't start the game. Somebody with a bit of impetus, a bit of pace, who will drive at players and who's been in pretty reasonable form. And Gylfi Sigurdsson, who, all right, scored a goal, assisted on 3 on Wednesday, but his performance wasn't perfect. And last night he was that powder puff Gylfi that we've seen far too often over the last couple of years. I thought Tom Davies was very unfortunate to be taken off. He was our best midfielder last night. I didn't understand him being taken off. The one for me to be sacrificed was Andre Gomez. James Rodriguez clearly wasn't up for it last night. When he went with that tackle where he was substituted, he was looking at the bench straight away going, not up for this. I want to come off. That's not good enough. A player of his calibre, everybody's going to have an off day quality-wise, but if you're not up for the fight, that is simply something that Evertonians will not tolerate. I don't care how good a player you are. That's just a non-negotiable. Have to perform better than that. And we just, we never looked like we were going to get anything out of the game. They defended well. Anderson dealt with everything that came into the box, and it was just a really, really dreadful performance. But I think this speaks to a deeper rooted problem, because our home form since we restarted last June has been, on the whole, awful. If you look at it, we won one game at the back end of last season against Leicester, and we were under the cosh a bit because they were coming out, so we went 2 up in the first 15 minutes and then defended that lead just about. Some of our performances after that against Southampton, against Villa and against Bournemouth were awful. Villa should have beaten us, and we were very, very lucky to get a point out of that game. And since the new season started, obviously we beat West Brom and we beat Brighton. We were scoring lots of goals, okay. But actually, we haven't won a league game at Goodison without the fans being there since October. And that's really, really concerning. We've put in a whole raft now of absolutely appalling home performances. And you're thinking, where is this problem arisen from? What is the issue? Is it no fans? Because obviously Chelsea and Arsenal performances are much better. We won the games. I don't know. This is obviously a question I can't necessarily answer within the 10 minutes of this podcast, but this is becoming a serious problem, and it's going to cost us. We've got 37 points. 23 of them have come away from home this season. And traditionally, Goodison has been a fortress for us. Obviously, that's not necessarily been the case the last few years, and we've had some pretty rancid home records. A season where we only won 5 games at home out of 19, that's not good enough. And it's something that has to be addressed if we're going to seriously compete for the top 4 this season. I said that this is a crucial week for us, an absolutely crucial week. And I was saying to somebody over the weekend that we needed to get between 5 and 7 points this week. I felt was going to be, a return that we could absolutely get in order to be in with a shout of getting into the Champions League. Now, that is still possible, but that requires us beating Man City, who are a machine at the moment, and beating Liverpool at Anfield next weekend. Not impossible, not by any stretch, but very, very difficult. A home record against City over the last few years, not brilliant, and they're playing fantastically well. Now, if you were going to rotate players out, and which is fine, then obviously we knew we were going to do that with Dominic Calvert-Lewin last night. Then obviously Wednesday actually against City will be the game to do it, because it's a bit of it's a shot to nothing the way they're playing at the minute. Not that we can't beat them, but the way they're playing, you go, well, actually, let's play the odds. We've had a lot of games coming thick and fast, and the huge amount of fixtures in a very short space of time, and we've just not. That was the opportunity, and we've not taken that. So we now have to have a reaction against City on Wednesday. We have to put in at the very least a performance, even if we can't get the results, to show that there's been some fire in their bellies after last night, and they've all got a point to prove. So until Wednesday or Thursday, probably, when episode 42 will drop, let's hope for better things, eh? Come on, you Blues.